Day 667 of doing a LeetCode problem every day until I get a job. All right, y'all, we're back again. Another day, another LeetCode problem where we're doing daily LeetCode problems. In a day, we have question number 2042. Check if numbers are ascending in a sentence. The difficulty level is easy, but don't worry because you already know we're going to keep the solution as simple and easy to understand as possible. But before we get started, y'all, don't forget to like, hype, subscribe, comment, and share. And if you need any new Apple AirPods, go ahead and check out that link in the description so you can get you some. Now let's see what the question says. A sentence is a list of tokens separated by a single space with no leading or trailing spaces. Every token is either a positive number consisting of digits 0 through 9 with no leading zeros, or a word consisting of lowercase English letters. For example, a puppy has 2 eyes, 4 legs is a sentence with 7 tokens. 2 and 4 are numbers, and the other tokens such as puppy are words. Given a string S representing a sentence, you need to check if all the numbers in S are strictly increasing from left to right, i.e., other than the last number, each number is strictly smaller than the number on its right in S. Return true if so, or false otherwise. All right, y'all, so that sounds simple enough, but let's go ahead and take a look at these examples anyway, just to make sure that we are doing this problem correctly. So in example 1, we have our input S equals a string. One box has 3 blue, 4 red, 6 green, and 12 yellow marbles. The output is true. Explanation says the numbers in S are 1, 3, 4, 6, and 12. They are strictly increasing from left to right because 1 is less than 3, 3 is less than 4, 4 is less than 6, and 6 is less than 12. All right, y'all. So let's break this down one step further. So they give us a string S, boom, and the string is going to have some integers or some numbers in the string, right? And we want to make sure that those numbers are in ascending order, right? So in this case, you can see we have a 1, 3, 4, 6, and 12. That's already sorted in ascending order. Since these numbers are sorted in ascending order, 1, 3, 4, 6, and 12, right here, that's why we return true, because the numbers are already in ascending order, so we can return true. Now let's take a look at example 2, where they might try to throw a trick question our way and they give us the same number. So in example 2, our input S equals a string hello world 5 times 5. This time the output is false. Explanation says the numbers in S are 5 and 5. They are not strictly increasing. So it's keyword right here, strictly, meaning it has to be increasing, right? It can't be the same. If they're the same, that's not strictly increasing. So the output is false. Now let's take a look at example 3, where the numbers are just in whatever order they want to be, and the answer is false as well. So in example 3, our input S equals a string sunset is at 7:51 p.m. Overnight lows will be in the low 50s and 60s. All right, so this output is false. It says the numbers in S are 7, 51, 50, 60. They are not strictly increasing. So as you can see right here, we go 7 to 51. That's increasing, right? 7 to 51 is increasing. But then we go from 51 to 50, right? So 51 to 50 is not increasing, right? So that's why we can return false right there, because we already know that's not increasing. Even though 50 to 60 is increasing, 51 and 50 is not increasing, so the whole string does not have strictly increasing numbers, so we return false. So I hope that makes sense to y'all. And now that we understand the question, let's get into the fun part, the actual solution. Y'all, solution is not that difficult at all. Now, the first thing we want to do is we want to create a variable that will initialize. We're going to initialize as true, and we will, or it will be returned if no descending or equal numbers are found. So we're just going to declare a variable called result, and we'll set that equal to true to start, right? And this is going to be our output, right? So our output is a boolean. This is where we're going to store our output, and we're just going to set it to true to start as our default value. Now we need to split the string into substrings, and then we're going to attempt to convert each substring into an integer. And we're going to use compact map, which will remove any values that fail conversion or non-numbers. So, for example, one box has 3 blue, 4 red. After we split it, it will be 1 will be its own string, box will be its own string, has will be its own string, right? So, like right over here, if we start with this, we're going to break it up. So this is its own string, this will be its own string, this will be its own string, this will be its own string, and so on and so on. So we're going to come right here. We're going to declare a variable called nums, and we are going to set that equal to s dot compact. Sorry, y'all. Compact map. Oh no, not compact map. We're going to use components. Components. Open up the parentheses. We're going to say separated by colon. We're going to put quotation marks, put a space in there because we're going to separate it by every time we see a space. Then we're going to say dot compact map. We're going to open up the brackets and we are going to say int, open up the parentheses, and we're going to say $0. Boom. Now we're going to create an optional variable which will keep track of the previous number so we can compare it to the current one. So we'll come underneath this, declare a variable called prev, say colon, and we'll put an int question mark. Boom. Now we're going to iterate through each extracted number in order. So we're going to say for item n, nums, open up the bracket, and if we already have a previous number stored, we're going to compare it to its current number. So we're going to say if, sorry y'all, let me do it like that. We're going to say if let p equals prev, open up the brackets, and if we already had, or if the previous number is not strictly less than the current number, then the sequence is not ascending. So we're going to say if exclamation point, open up the parentheses, p underscore item, then we're going to come outside of that, we're going to open up the brackets, and we're going to return false. Boom. Then we can come right here and we can say else, open up the bracket. We can update the prev to the current number by saying prev equals item. Boom. Then we come right here and we can say else again for this if right here, open up the brackets, and if prev is nil, hold on, sorry y'all, I got a splint on my finger, that's why it's taking me a while to type. But if prev is nil, then we're going to initialize it with the current number. So we're going to say prev equals item. Boom. Then if the loop completes without returning false, then the numbers are strictly increasing. So we could come right here and we could say return, sorry y'all, return result. Boom. That's all she wrote. Let's give it a run, make sure it works. Let's see, it's accepted, so let's go ahead and submit it. Make sure it's still accepted after we submit it. Boom, and look at that, y'all. 0 milliseconds beats 100% of users. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I like to see, y'all. So, with that being said, make sure you get one more look at the code. This is all the code you need right here. And yeah, y'all, I hope y'all learned something today, and I hope to see y'all here tomorrow for another day, another LeetCode problem. See y'all then.